Hey everyone, check out our brand new mini maker box for the month of May. If you want to see how I painted it, keep watching. When you open up your project, you will have your cute world map project that we have for this month. I'm so excited for this. It'll also come with some paint colors, a little kit, this month's book, which is One Moment in Time, and then also too what you'll have are some little extra pieces, and just in case your project lost a few pieces, because there are some tiny pieces with this project. So let's get started. Okay, so for this project there is so much you can do depth wise because it does have so many layers, and each layer you can paint different just so it really pops. So what I'm going to do first is figure out which color I wanted to paint each layer. I'm going to set all of my little pieces to the side because I'm going to end up taping those down. So if you have any tape at home, now is the time to grab it. Like I said, these pieces will move and shift quite a little bit, so it's always nice to have the extra layer. So normally when you're dealing with depth, it's always best to start your back color being your darkest color, and then the higher up you go, the lighter you go. So with these layers, I'm going to choose number 32 as my very background, then 31 as the next one, 39 would be good as this layer, 29 for this layer. Oak, I want to make my layer that has all of the pieces on it, just because the stain is really going to help lay nicely over all of the engraving and everything, and it's really going to pop along all those blues. And then for my round topper piece, I'm going to use my lightest color, which is 34. In your kit, what you're going to do, this big glue we'll save for later, the paintbrush, some white sponges for our hopping, piece of sandpaper, and a touch-up brush. And then we also have our yellow sponges. So remember, with the yellow sponge, all we're doing is swiping back and forth. If you hop up and down with the yellow sponge, it's going to cause a textured layer. So it's always best to swipe back and forth with a yellow sponge. So on my bigger pieces that don't have that much detail, I'm going to use yellow sponges on all of those. And then for your white sponges, you are going to use the flat side of the bunny sponge and hop up and down using a little bit of paint. And I am going to use those on my layers that have all holes and everything like that. The only one that is an exception if you are using a yellow sponge is for stain. So stain is used to enhance the wood grain, not used to cover it up. So we use this when we still want the wood to be showing, when we still want to show the score lines and engraving and all that stuff in the project. So that's why I picked it for this more detailed layer that has more of the pieces to it. So I'm going to kind of set everything off to the side, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get started painting. All right, so once you have everything outside of the box, you can either use the box to paint on, or if you wanted to grab a piece of paper and spread it wherever you're planning on painting, just make sure you don't paint on your parents' countertops unless they tell you to, because this paint does not come off easy. But before I get into painting, I do want to read a little bit of the story, just because I think this book is so cute and this project is so cute as well. One Moment in Time. Did you know that day and night happen at different times in different parts of the world? When it's breakfast time for you, it's bedtime for children on the other side of the world. And when they have their breakfast, you're fast asleep. Every part of the world has morning, afternoon, and evening at different times. Let's travel around the world and take a look. I think this is the cutest, and I couldn't pick a better book for this project. All right, so now that I have all of my pieces kind of laid out and ready to go, I did move my more detailed piece off to the side just so we are able to focus on that last, because it's a little bit different. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your yellow sponge, dip it into whatever paint color you want. You don't have to choose the same ones that I did. You can mix it up, make it your own, all of that fun stuff. But all you're going to do, I'm going to choose to go with the wood grain. I think that looks a little bit better, and I'm just going to swipe back and forth. You want it to be a thin layer, so you want it drying as you're applying. You shouldn't see any of these streaky points. If you do, that means you still got a little bit of paint and you just want to keep moving that paint around. And don't worry, we will come back in and add another layer, but for right now, we just want to get one layer on all of our pieces. So for this layer, I'm gonna dip, scrape, and then hop up and down. So now I'm gonna go in and add an extra layer to everything and just repaint everything over again. So now what I do, since I have at least a few layers on all of my pieces, I just want to lay them on top of each other and make sure that I like the way that it's looking. So I'm going to grab all my pieces. I haven't done my layer with the oak yet, so don't worry, I'm not missing anything. I'm just going to do that last because it's easier. And so this is kind of what we're looking at so far. You see the different layers of depth, and I think this is so cute. I may add a little bit of distressing in this back layer before I glue it, just to give it a little pizzazz. But now I'm just going to keep repeating the steps of painting more. The darker colors may take a little bit more layers just because the color seeps into the wood a little bit more. But I think I am going to distress this very back piece just to give it some dimension and little extra pizzazz. All right, so while I let all of my bottom layers dry, I'm going to set everything up to do my oak layer. This one I saved to last because normally with stains and everything, I only do one layer of stain just to make sure that I can still see the score marks and everything on the back and all the letters. It's great if y'all have some tape at home or a way to put the pieces down to where when you swipe the stain over them, they don't blow away everywhere. So I'm just using normal painter's tape. This is always good to have, especially with Mini Maker. Just gonna get a layer, plop it down on the table, and then take all of my little pieces and just swap them. Sit them down on the, and I'm also going to set this so it's easier for me too. So now with stain, what you're going to do is you're going to take your yellow sponge, dip it into a little bit of that stain, and since we are using a yellow sponge for this, we are just going to lightly swipe over everything. You don't have to press down super hard, especially with the smaller pieces. This is quite a fragile project, so normally I just kind of tap over it and with a little bit of pressure, and that's how you get the stain. So I'm gonna do this with all of my pieces and I'll show you how they look. And if you see parts where it's getting a little heavy, I normally flip mine over and I get a lot of that extra stain off. Just because you want it to be a thin layer so you can see everything peeking through. Be careful taking them off the tape because this tape is very sticky. It just adds a little bit of color while also still being able to see the wood grain peek through. So I'm going to do that with the rest of my pieces, and then we should be ready to move on to the next thing. So the color I'm choosing to dry brush distress with is this top color number 34. It's what I use for the top round piece. I'm just going to add a little bit of distressing onto the background just to zhuzh it up a little bit. I am going to take my distress brush that came in my kit. I'm going to take this plastic piece off, and then I'm just going to peel all of these little bristles off, just because when they're loose they tend to get lost and stuck in our project, and then you have nice little hair all over your project. So then once you're done, you're just going to dip the tip of your brush into the paint just like this, and this is the fun part. This part you may want to do maybe outside or definitely on a piece of paper because the paint will splatter. Then you're just going to push that paint into the bristle just like this. I'm just taking the tip and kind of stabbing it into the table. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swipe going with the wood grain. So just like how you painted with your sponge, but you're going to do it with the brush. Remember, the harder you press down, the more paint that's going to come off. So we always say start with a light hand and then you can add a little bit more paint. So I'm just gonna, and that is how it's looking. It just adds a little bit of something. Now I think we are time to glue. So you guys have this little glue pot, which is wood glue. Perfect for this project, but for the sake of the video, I am going to be using a super strong super glue. So now it is time to just assemble your project in glue. This part is awesome if you have a grown-up come and help you, just to make sure all of the pieces are lined up properly. Last piece. And here it is.